guys, it's Chase from Chase's Workshop, and in this video we're going to keep going over the B-Bender guitar that we've been working on. And in this one we're going to drill a hole here and work on this tuner for the B-Bender. If you know what I'm talking about, when this thing's strung up, it's a B. When it's bent up, I want it at a B sharp. And if that bends too much, I need something here to stop it to where when it gets to that point, it stops it at a B sharp. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to drill a hole, we're going to tap it to accept this threaded rod, and we're going to go from there. Hopefully everything will work out good and won't have any issues, which I doubt because I always have issues with stuff on here. As you can see here too, I've got the spring in here that I bought this spring from Tractor Supply, I believe, and it was a lot longer than that, and I've cut it 4 or 5 times to get to this point, and it's spread out too far and it's still not strong enough. As you can tell, it holds the weight of the guitar fine, but as soon as I do any kind of bouncing, it bends. So I'm gonna have to find something better than that. Thought about using a tremolo spring from like a Stratocaster and Ibanez, so we might try that and see how that works. Guys, if you enjoyed the video, give me a like. If you like it, please subscribe. Thanks for watching. Alright guys, so here we are. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use this quarter. This is not a quarter, this is a 3/16 brad point bit. And I want to mount this thing where this threaded rod is perpendicular to this top right here, to where I know if this thing comes all the way up, it's going to hit this more flat than if I come in straight down. It's just going to kind of catch the corner of it. And I kind of want to be at least close to that. I know right here, if it's going to be way down there, it ain't going to work, but more than likely it's going to be up in here somewhere, hopefully, if everything works out right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this 3/16 brad point bit, drill a hole right here. I got it marked on the back here, I'll show you, but I'm going to try to drill it as close as I can to that, and I'm going to come back with this quarter 20 tap right here and tap the hole to accept this rod. So the only thing I'm worried about is keeping this bit, keeping all this straight in here. I don't want to come in at an angle or nothing, but I mean, I know it's not going to be perfect. But I'm hoping if I can start right there and just eyeball it in there to where it comes out pretty close to the center, it will be fine. But here's the mark on the back. I marked it right there. That's one I messed up. I'm going to have to get rid of it. But basically all I did on that was I come in here and I found the center from this edge to the center of this, and then I come up here and marked it right there because I know I'm going to be in the center or somewhere in the center at that point. Got my quarter 3/16 brad point bit. I'm just going to kind of start it as centered up as I can. I'm going to try to keep it as straight as possible. Alright. Alright. Here's where we come out at. So let's see what that looks like. It looks pretty good. I think that'll be alright. It's going to hit almost center of that right there. So, whew, okay. Now we've got the hole in there. Just a hole right in the center there. Now we're going to take our quarter 20 tap, put it in my drill. And usually when I do this, I try to go in a little bit, then come out a little bit. Go in, come out. Go in, come out. So that's how we're going to play this one too. Now let's tap it. I'm just going to work it in there and then work it out. Work it in, work it out. Just keep going back and forth. And basically just let the bit do the work. Okay, let's see what that looks like now. Basically just a hole, do you? Huh? Let's see if how this thing threads in there. Now the last bit of threads. The only problem I'm really having with this tap is that I've only got that much of threads, and I'm not cutting the thread tool like right here, so I'm having to bury this up in here just a little bit to keep it to go all the way through. But I'm hoping the last bit I can just use the threaded rod to kind of thread it instead of using the bit. So what I'll do now is chuck this thing up. We don't destroy anything here. Alright. Well, there's that. So that's in there pretty tight. I mean, it's okay. Now you can tell kind of how this thing's going to work. So basically, string it up. It'll be, this will be tuned to a B. The B string will be, and then I'll bend this thing up. And while it's bent up, I'm trying to tune it to a B sharp. So if it's too low or too high, I would push this down. And if it was, you can see it in there or not. If it's too low, I would pull it up. So I've actually got something for it to hit in there. Now my next problem with that's going to be trying to make it to where when this thing goes up, it don't click like that, because you're going to hear that every time. That's what I'm hoping, that when I get all this done, that I'll have enough room here to either put a piece of felt or put something on that to keep it from dinging like that. 'Cause it's gonna, you're gonna hear that through the pickups and everything else. It's gonna be loud. Okay, so now that I've got this in here where I want it, or kind of where I want it, the only thing I'm gonna have to do now is that, you know, I don't know how long this rod's gonna have to be in order for it to be tuned, and you know, I don't want to get this thing where I want it at and then have a rod sticking out here like this. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to cut this, you know, at a good spot to where I have enough room to tune this if I need it. And then once I get this thing built and strung up and everything, I can actually size this to the size that I need. And what I'm planning on doing is once I cut this rod, is I want to come back on the inside of it, not on the inside, but on the tip of it, and cut a groove to accept a flathead screwdriver. So basically what I can do is have this thing where I want it. Once I get it where I want it, I can run this back, cut it again, cut a groove in it for a flathead screwdriver, and then let this screw back over the top of it. So relatively I'll have hardly any of this rod sticking out. All I'll basically have is just this nut sticking up to where your only thing you'll really see is the nut. The screw will be kind of down inside of it. I'm hoping I can do that, because if I can do that, then it'll probably look a lot better, and you know, I won't just have a big rod hanging out here. It'll just be like a flat head right here. And I'm got to try to figure out a way to countersink this, you know, because this right here, I don't want this little gap. I want that to sit flat. So I'm gonna have to get some kind of, I thought about like a paddle bit that I can, the right size for that I can just drill down in there. This will sit down in there flat, and then that's less of this that'll be sticking up for you to see. So, alright. Now for the top of this thing, I ain't really figured out what I want to put on there yet. I might have to epoxy some kind of piece of rubber or something to it, because depending on where this thing ends up once I tune it, you know, if I've got plenty of room down here, once this thing's tuned, to stick a little cover over that rod, I'll do that. But I don't know how much room I'm gonna need. Like I said, this is an experiment, so that's where we're at. Well, alright guys, that's about it for this video. I've got to go find a few parts. I've got to find a drill bit that'll work to countersink this nut here. And then I'm going to try to find somewhere where I can get an assortment of springs to where we can figure out what kind of spring we're going to need here. And I've got a tremolo spring lying around somewhere in my shop to put in here to see if that will work. But if it don't, we'll go further with it. The only problem I think I might have too with this tuner is that once this thing, if I don't have enough room in here to mount something for that to stop it, I'm gonna have to maybe put something on top of this, or drill a hole bigger in here to where this threaded rod can go up inside of the hole here, and I can mount something to that will actually come down onto it. So I don't know, we're just gonna go with it, and hopefully it'll work. If it don't, we'll go further with it. Like I said, this is an experiment, and if you have any suggestions, please leave them below in the comments. Guys, I really appreciate you watching. If you liked the video, give me a like, and if you liked it, please subscribe. Thanks for watching.